Welcome back, guys. We are here getting ready for the first of our semifinals between China and China, of course. So there is going to be a lot of cheering in the crowd, and it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. But let's go ahead and watch a video real quick, all right?
Glory China won, half of the winning clan from the Korean Clash Invitational, perhaps one of the most dominant forces we have seen in clan war tournaments to date. With their 3-star strategies and cool heads, they certainly plan to extend their winning streak here today at ClashCon.
Hello， 大家好，我是搜搜。第二小乔，我是女孩哦，我有4位好兄弟，出来吧。
大家好，我是1号打手 Nada，
2号打手 Ken，
我是3号选手搜搜。
4号空中霸主 Tiger，
5号地面最强 Jamie，
加油！加油 ！Glory China， 请期待我们的表现。
Welcome back to the stage, guys. For many of you who've been watching, you've already been introduced to these guys, but for those of you that are just now tuning in, we're going to go ahead and introduce the players from Glory China 1. Over on the other end, we've got Nada. Moving on to Ken. And then Soso. And Tiger. And lastly, we've got Jamie. And they are going to be facing off against Glory China 2. Let's go ahead and switch over to their video, and then we'll introduce you to each of the members from the team.
Introducing Glory China 2. These guys booked their ticket to ClashCon by winning the Korean Clash Invitational by getting an impressive 28 out of 30 stars as they dominated their way through the tournament. They're definitely seen as favorites going into this event, so we're going to have to see what type of attack strategies they pull out, and if they can pull another 3-star against a Town Hall 10 like we saw in Korea.
我是 Ranger， 飘飘杯赢打打杯，轻松愉快。
我是 Leslie， 3星是我唯一的追求。我是 Frank， 我奋战的目的就是想要休息。我是鹏，传奇，我来了。
我是10 Elephant， 我要做最好的3星手。For glory, for game.
Welcome back, guys, after that little intro to the guys from Glory China 2. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the team, and then we're going to jump into this thing, all right? So first, we've got 10 Elephant. And next, we've got Tong. On to Frank. And then Leslie. And lastly, we've got Ranger.
All right, looks like those are going to be our semifinalists. Again, it will be 2 sister matchups, China versus China, Sweden versus Sweden. Like we said earlier, the plane ride home is going to get a little bit awkward.
Absolutely. Former teammates now separated into opposing factions, fighting to the ultimate last star, and maybe percentage point, and maybe second. Who knows how close this is going to be. These guys, as you know, were together in one clan in Korea, and now here they are facing against each other.
Cool. Well, in case you guys have just tuned in, there are some special rules to this Clan War tournament, and let's go ahead and go through those right now. So first of all, it is a 5v5 Clan War, trying to keep it a little bit short. And second of all, the pre-given Town Hall levels will be 3 Town Hall 10s, which are, they go down as far as strength goes. So number 1 is fully maxed, the second one is medium, third one's a little bit low, and then 2 Town Hall 9s.
Yep, and they only have 20 minutes of preparation. So this, again, a fast clan war, and between rounds, it's even shorter. We're only looking at a couple of minutes, and that is between waves, actually. We have 6 attack waves that will be conducted in the tournament, and that'll keep those, we will conduct all 20 of those attacks in these waves like you see here. So the first wave, if you missed the earlier wars, we will have 6 simultaneous attacks, 3 players from each clan attacking at the same time.
Yep, and then for waves 2 through 4, you're gonna have 2 players from each team attack at the same time. That's gonna get you to 9 attacks for each clan. So for the 5th and 6th wave, they're gonna try to knock it out of the park with the final 2 attacks.
Nice baseball reference, because the 6th wave is the bottom of the 9th inning. If they're behind, it's their last chance to win. You never know. So the rules, again, like we've seen before, the troops and spells don't cost anything. They have no training time. They're instantaneously queued up.
Yep, and then as far as the tiebreaker situation goes, we did have one of those earlier. In a tiebreaker, the larger total destruction percentage wins, and in case a miracle happens, we will look at the time of the attacks. But that's going to do it for the rules. We're super stoked to get into this war. It's gonna be a bloody one.
It's going to be crazy. Here we can see the brackets, and again, Glory China defeating both of their opponents, Logic Donators from Japan and the Korean clan, to face each other, those 10 members that were separated from the Korean Invitational back together on stage, but this time only 5 can advance to the finals.
Yep, and then on the opposite side, you guys saw Sweden defeat Finland, the home crowd, and then of course Sweden 2-star took out our wild card, which ended up being from Spain. So it will be a Chinese versus Swedish final, but we're going to have to see which players have the honor to represent their country and take home the title of the first ever ClashCon champion.
Absolutely. That's a lot of bragging rights that go on here. We've got the big Finnish crowd. There's a lot of people hanging out. Everybody looks like they're settled in, getting ready to watch these semi-final wars, and it's certainly going to be exciting. I can't wait to see what's going to happen when these clans, who obviously know each other well, face off. So let's go ahead and get up on stage with Mold and get the battles underway.
That's right, guys. We are here with the first of the semifinals, China versus China. This is going to be very intense. A lot of friendly competition, but it doesn't mean they're not trying to beat each other. So let's just go ahead and jump into this. You guys can have your first attacks right now.
All right, so looks like we are going to get the first round underway. A reminder, 3 players from both attacks or clans will be attacking at the same time, and we're going to go ahead and spectate Ken as he tries to take down Tong. So a 2-on-2 mirror matchup.
And right away, it looks like a 3-star strategy. This is number 2 versus number 2, and you can see it's going to be this Giants lead in, distract the Inferno Towers, and then Hog Riders in to clean up. Although I usually see a few more Hogs than this, you've got the heal spell, so it's a telltale sign that he is absolutely going for 3 stars.
Yeah, cheeky use of that Barbarian right there to take out that Spring Trap. Very nicely done to break into that section right there.
Nice.
And 4 Earthquakes. We are going to be quaking and baking with those Hog Riders right there. Let's see what he does.
I like it, and it's hard to see, but you can notice that the left compartment is actually open to the center. Just one wall went down, but it is open. And the Hog Rider's coming in early on the top left of the base there.
All right, looks like he might be trying to redirect some other troops. We'll have to see the use of those Hog Riders. There's only 2 of them, so those will take out the Archer Towers, while the Wizards are able to take care of those defenses before they get Spring Trapped. That's a tragedy.
That was nice. That was a close call. You got the Lava Hound out in the center there. Big confrontation as all the units converge on the opening that was created by the Earthquake spells.
Yeah, keep in mind there is a single targeted Inferno Tower. That's actually going to be not too effective against those Giants. It's going to take a while to ramp up, but unfortunately if the King or some of the other extremely high hit point troops run into that thing, he only has 1 free spell to deal with it, which is going to drop right now.
Yeah, and that's it for the Hog Riders, and that heal spell doesn't look like it. Well, it might help the Giants that look like they're continuing their way around that outside enclosure. And finally, coming from the far left all the way off to the right, where after the Town Hall, there's the 1st star.
Very nicely done. He actually took the long route to get to the Town Hall, and because of that, he's going to get rewarded with a ton of percentage points against this base. He absolutely decimated the left-hand side of it, and I see a lot of free buildings towards the top if the Wizards can take those out.
Yeah, if the Queen can just get this Expo out of the way, it looks like the Golems are effectively tanking for her, which is a big difference late in a 3-star attack. If she can stay up and be protected, she could go all the way.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is they just split into Golemites, so the Queen is going to have to fend for herself with those Giants attacking the wall right there. Gonna pop her abilities soon. This was such a close raid. Wow, you got to have a lot of guts to go for a 3-star, and the Queen's trying her best, but just a little bit. Oh, that's...
Those cannons are just going to cost her 3 cannons left in that last enclosure, and a great, valiant effort, and probably about the highest percentage we've seen on this base today.
Yeah, this was probably my favorite attack of the tournament so far. A really nice job by Ken. Glory China showing why they are the Korean Clash Invitational winners, and maybe the only thing that he would regret was dropping some of those Wizards on the left-hand side, but I don't know. You can't really complain about an attack like this.
This attack isn't over yet. The Wizards are going to clean up those structures on the left-hand side. You've still got Giants in there after that. A cannon, time is going to run out, but this is going to be way closer than even we expected. This could be in the high 90s.
Oh, they're all going for the cannon. Go for the Dark Elixir storage.
This is so close. I had no idea we get this close.
97%.
There goes the Giants. 5 seconds left.
You've only got one chance.
Look at all the Wizards that are still there. They're going to get to 98. Oh my God. That was absolutely a surprise. I had no idea that much of an attack was still left. Wow. Wow.
painfully close for Ken. You could have seen that was already the best attack to date, but you could have seen our first 3-star against a Town Hall 10, and that was the second base. That's definitely no joke of a base. That was extremely well upgraded as we take a look at the war map.
That absolutely caught me off guard. I did not see the remainder. That big group of wizards, so much damage right at the end. The Giants tanking those cannons.
That was beast.
Within 2 structures. Oh, 2 structures of a 3-star.
Very nicely done. Well, as we take a look at the map, again, Glory China versus Glory China, it's going to be tough to differentiate the clan names as we look at this war map. But taking a look at Glory China 2, I believe, as they attack, there's a couple of bases that have been 2-starred on this side over here.
Yep, I mean, we've got a little bit of a different arrangement. Now, again, we've got 2 Town Hall 9s with each clan. And all 4 Town Hall 9s have been attacked, and they've been attacked for 4 stars on both sides. But the difference being that the Glory China...
Yeah, Glory China 1 had... These are the bases that Glory China 1 has attacked. They've gotten 2 stars against the second Town Hall 10, which of course we just watched, which was amazing. Against number 4, they were able to pull 2 stars, and 5 were 2 stars. But when it comes to the Town Hall 9s, you would like to see those 3-starred, so we're going to see them move down later in this war.
So Glory China 2 did indeed achieve a 3-star on the number 4 Town Hall 9.
Yeah.
So that's being the difference right now. So that even though the scores are tied, sometimes, like we talked about earlier, getting that 3-star early on a Town Hall 9, freeing up those Town Hall 10s to conduct attacks on the higher Town Hall 10s, that can make all the difference late in the war.
Yeah, it's safe to say that Ken put in a really nice attack right there, and that's going to be something that we look at as we go later in this war when it comes down to our destruction percentage, as we've seen in many cases. But let's see what happens as they bring out these next attacks. You said they might go down to the Town Hall 9s. We've seen a couple of players, especially the 3rd Town Hall 10, which isn't completely maxed out, go for those Town Hall 9s to just get those out of the way. And if they have their higher level Town Hall 10s attack like they just did, things are going to be pretty awesome.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great, so close on that number 2 base. I can't wait to see the number 3 go down for 3 stars. Maybe this round, Molt, take it away.
Guys, things are starting off perfectly. I couldn't have asked for more for this first of the semifinals. Such a close attack, and I know that we're going to see a lot more. So no more hesitation. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Y'all can start your first attacks now.
All right, so let's get a look at what we're going to be watching this time. The attacks are underway already, and another hybrid attack this time. Looks like we've got Golaloon, and it's going to be a Town Hall 10 dropping down and trying to take out the Town Hall 9. So that always important 3rd star. And so we'll take a look at Leslie's base, which was previously 2-starred. So now we have Soso, who has moved over, dropping down to get just that 1 additional star, which is, of course, critical late in the war.
Yeah, and you definitely are seeing some adaptations as we go from the quarterfinals to the semifinals. We saw a lot of people trying to use Go Wipe to 3-star earlier, but it seems people have gone over to Golaloon, which is definitely way more effective. And as we saw from Sweden, they had a lot of success with that inside of the last war.
Absolutely. I mean, I've talked about 3-star Go Wipe, but there's very few occasions when that can be reliably used. You've got to be usually facing a much lower base, and especially here when there's this much on the line, it's much better to use a more advanced tactic like this to ensure that you can grab that 3rd star.
Yeah, a lot less risky. You don't have to worry about the witches dropping on a giant bomb or something like that, like we saw earlier, but still, looks like the hounds are being deployed right now. Let's see as he drops these balloons, and it drops them throughout the base.
I love to watch that precision deployment of the balloons. I have not gotten that down yet. It takes a little more practice to get those guys dropping 2-2-2 like that. Maybe one day.
Not really.
But it's great, and there it is. That's the 1st star. Town Hall still up, but really not a concern. Those balloons doing a great job around the outside.
Yeah, having the Queen's ability left, having all of this left, this is an absolute stomp of a raid. Doesn't even have to use that Queen's ability. He's going to use it to speed through the base a little bit faster. Or sorry, it's Soso attacking right now.
Yep,
so
she's
very
got
nice job by Soso.
And she's got a rage spell left as well, and it's just going to be absolute overkill as those balloons move in towards the heart of the base. Town Hall is out of the way, and just about nothing left to stop them. Doesn't even really matter where that rage goes. It could go up in the top. Of course, there is a structure up there, but you've got a couple of lava pups up there, and plenty of time, well over a minute left.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lonely lava pup at the top attacking that gold mine. I think they still should have plenty of time. The one thing is that 2 of the lava hounds didn't explode, so those pups didn't get to go out in the battlefield and speed up this process a little bit, but still, with 2 minutes left and at 87%, this one should be a pretty sure 3-star as they make their way through those walls.
Yeah, there's just so many units at the bottom of the screen, and just the one lone lava pup, and it looks like maybe maybe 5 structures are still up there, but 47 seconds left. The balloon's obviously slowing things down. The pup's going to get up there first. The queen's going to get stuck on a wall. What a surprise. And the hounds, 2 hounds. So many pups lost out on. What happened up there? I think we're still looking. I think we're still working on the attack right here.
Oh, this is the one on the stream. I was looking at the thing. Someone surrendered at the venue, and I thought they surrendered on this 3-star we're watching right here. I was about to cry.
That would be brutal, because here it comes, 3rd star. There it is.
Nice
So taking down Leslie, taking down the Town Hall 9, and that's going to add another star as we wrap up this next round.
All right. Well, that does it for round number 2. Taking a look at the score right now, Glory China 2 is ahead by a single star. It is 10-9, and yeah, there's a good chance we're going to hit that 12-star buffer, and then after that, we can go for those 3 stars against the Town Hall 10s. I can't wait.
I think so. The cool thing is, as we look at the map, is we're going to look at Glory China 1 side right now. So they've had all of their they've had all the Town Hall 10s 2-starred, 3-starred to the Town Hall 9. But on the other side, Glory China 2, their 3rd Town Hall 10 hasn't been attacked at all yet.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they do with that. We're going to have to see how they work with that. They can probably take 2 stars on that fairly easily. They still have attacks from their top 3 Town Hall 10s. Also need to make sure they take care of Ranger over there. They'll probably let one of their Town Hall 9s try to take that out before they commit any resources to it. But it's going to be interesting to see how these clans choose to strategize these attacks, because that's been probably the deciding factor of at least 1 war, maybe even 2 today.
Exactly, and 10-9, this war is even closer than that. I would call it just about dead even based upon the spread of 3-star, 0-star attacks and who we have left to attack. So we have 5 attacks completed. We're going to have a couple more rounds here, and we'll get down to where we're only watching right now 2 players on each side attack, and eventually just 1 player from each clan at a time.
Yep, we're halfway through the war, 10-9. Glory China number 2 in the lead by a single star, but still plenty of bases to be cleaned up. And again, having a 5v5, there's only so much room for failure. We've seen a couple of people earlier, when you have your first, let's say 3 attacks fail, then people have to go down and clean those up, and then clean those up, and then it just creates this rift. So I feel like both clans are off to a pretty solid start.
Yeah, see them taking things very seriously. We've definitely seen them warm up from earlier today, and a little more advanced strategies being used even when it's a 10 versus a 9. Not going to make any mistakes, not going to give any ground at all.
Yeah, I would love if that guy actually had a chance to attack that same base. Unfortunately, he can't. For Clan Wars rules, you can't attack the same base twice. But to get another shot at that 98% 2-star, you're going to have to see if someone can finish the job who actually knows where all the traps are and everything like that. But it looks like we are ready for the 3rd round of the semifinal between the Chinas. Let's go ahead and check out Mold on stage.
Guys, just like Pat said, things are starting off really, really well here. As we can all expect, we want to see the 3 stars on the Town Hall 9s, but we've gotten closer than we have yet today to a 3-star on a Town Hall 10. So that's definitely what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and jump into this. You guys can go ahead and attack.
All right, so we're getting into our 3rd round. This is going to put us at over 50% of this war completion. So let's see what they do as they decide which bases they want to attack.
Yep, Glory China 1 just down by 1 star. Obviously, we're going to see an attack on the number 3 base on Glory China 2-star. Glory China 2's 0-star.
It should have been Glory China White, Glory China Black. I feel like that would have been a little bit easier.
It would have been a little bit easier, but just wait for Sweden versus Sweden. So here we go. We've got Tiger from Glory China 1 attacking up 1, so the lowest level Town Hall 9 going up a little bit, and a Hog Rider Heavy, so we've got a little more traditional Go-Ho here.
I'm actually really excited to see this. We haven't seen a traditional Go-Ho today. We've been seeing Go Lagoon and Go White, and even Go Wee Wee for these 3-star attacks at Town Hall 9, but it looks like Go Hog will be the answer, and there's some pretty obvious pockets where these giant bombs could be. That's obviously the most deciding factor in these types of raids. So while the Queen shoots at that wall over there, let's go ahead and see what happens.
Yep, you can see right behind the King's throne, there's an ideal spot for double giant bombs there.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll have to watch where these hogs path, where Tiger decides to deploy them to try to avoid them pathing right over that double giant bomb spot.
Right, it looks like the Queen's going to go ahead and start shooting down some of these skeleton traps. She's going to get attacked by the opposing Queen. She's going to have to change directions and pop her ability right away.
Yeah, so here come the hogs, and they're headed in there. The Tesla has popped up in that gap where the mortar is.
Giant bomb.
So there's Giant Bomb right there. There goes a heal spell way out on the other side of the base. A couple of heal spells there.
Yeah, those heal spells are going to be... They're going to have to make their way there, and they're going to have to path perfectly, but with the Queen already popping her ability, and that other giant bomb's not going to be able to affect him. Let's see what happens.
No, the heal spells have expired on the left. There goes the last heal spell, doing its best to try to keep those hogs up in the center. Another giant bomb So, and it looks like Skeleton's kind of harassing those Hog Riders as well. There's the first star. But what a mess in the center of Skeletons, Lava Pups, Hog Riders.
There's the Lava Pups, there's the Skeletons, it's crazy in the center of the base, so wasn't able to fight through those, and it looks like those last couple of Hogs, they're going to try to take out that cannon right there, but once they get to that Wizard Tower and Archer Tower, if they even make it, they're going to go down.
Yeah, you've got several defenses bunched up together, not to mention the air defense, but the Tesla, Archer Tower, Wizard Tower, those are going to get rid of those Hogs. And wow, the Skeletons, man, that is just a Hog Rider's worst nightmare.
That's the most damage I've seen from a Skeleton Trap in a long time. Those guys were going crazy. The Lava Pups on the bottom have been going crazy. They've been being, you can see those archers stalk them down on the bottom left-hand side, but it doesn't mean too much. And it looks like this one's only going to be good for a single star, which of course doesn't matter because I believe this base has already been 2-starred.
Exactly. So the percentage of damage doesn't matter either. When you're calculating that, it's only the best attack, the one that has the most stars. But the scores are rising quickly right now as these attacks are starting to wrap up in this round.
Yep, it looks like it is going to be very close as we come down to the wire, and it's going to be super important as the leaders attack again in the bottom of the 9th, and we're going to have to see what they can do with that. But good try from Tiger, of course, as the lowest level player on Glory China #1. A little bit hard to get a 3-star against the fully maxed out Town Hall 9, so valiant effort there, but he's going to need to see if his teammates can pick him up and hopefully be able to 3-star some of the other Town Hall 9 that they had to work on.
Yep, so that's Tiger versus Ranger is the only attack that's still underway, so we can tell that the score after this round will be Glory China 2 12, Glory China 1 11, with 3 attacks remaining.
Yep, so Glory China #2 has already hit the benchmark of 12 stars, which means they're going to have a ton of cracks at that lower level Town Hall 10 base. We're going to have to see how they use those, and then maybe they can have an exciting raid like Ken had earlier.
Yep, so 3 attacks left. That one base on Glory China 2's side still needs another star. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some serious 3-star attempts on at least the lowest level Town Hall 10.
Yeah, and we would expect that it's going to be 12-12 after they try to take care of this Town Hall 9. And as we look at the map, you can see Glory China 1. All of their bases, or all their Town Hall 9s have been 3-starred. All their Town Hall 10s have been 2-starred. That's a pretty clean sheet as far as Glory China 2's attacking goes.
Yep, I would not be a bit surprised if the final score for this were 13-13. The way these guys are cranking it up there, that first attack that we saw so close to a 3-star, this bottom level Town Hall 10 is definitely prone, can definitely fall to a well-conducted a 3-star raid.
Yep. It looks like the only base that hasn't, or the only Town Hall 9 that hasn't been 3-starred is on Glory China 2's side, and that's the difference in the score, as you guys can see. And if we take a look at the tiebreaker, it is actually exactly the same at 79.8% for both squads. I don't remember the last time we've had this many ties in the tiebreaker throughout these rounds.
It's surprising. I'm not sure how that works out so frequently, but I guess that does explain why I've seen it in social media. People be sending me pictures of wars that end in complete ties all the way down to percentage, that it does actually happen. And so if it does here, we'll obviously be going to total time.
Yeah, time would be a pretty interesting statistic. I don't know if we exactly have that on hand. So personally, let's hope for some more 3-stars. But still, I think it actually would be decided by percentage, because if you take a look at Ken's attack, that 98% against a Town Hall 10, if that holds up and the score is tied, that could be the deciding factor. Having an attack like that built into your percentage is just so valuable.
Right, and actually, if you look at it right now, Glory China 2's attack duration is 10 seconds shorter than Glory China 1's.
Well, I hope we don't have to worry about that.
You never know.
Yeah.
I would love to see it happen. I would love nothing more than a war to come that
confusing.
close.
I feel like both teams would cheer at the same time, but then not know
that's
exactly
probably
what's
true.
happening.
Well, we know Glory China is going to win. That's for sure. Yep. So they're headed to the finals, and we should have the next round coming up. And again, we'll be conducting 2 more attacks on each side, and that will lead us to the 9th inning. And I have a feeling we could see a last-minute outcome here.
Yep. Well, that does it for us right here. Let's send it over to Molt to take care of the next round.
Guys, things are very close up here between both of the Glory China clans. I'm really excited. I'm excited to see what happens. I know that everyone here is as well as you guys on the stream. So no more wasting time. Let's just jump into this, and you guys can start your next set of attacks.
All right, so taking a look, we're going to be watching, this time it's number 3, Frank, attacking up 1. So the bottom level Town Hall 10 going after number 2, Ken. And Ken was previously 2-starred. So we've got an attack here that is either going to try to improve percentage, which was 62% in the first attack, or ideally try to grab the 3rd star.
Yeah, let's see what he can do with this. It seems more likely that he's going to just go for that high percentage 2-star. Sort of a similar strategy to what we saw with Ken when he used his army composition to try to make his way around the base. That wasn't even a traditional 3-star attack, was it? Or he had a couple of Hog Riders in there, and Giants.
Probably not enough. Like you see here, 3. I would have liked to have seen that other jump spell a little bit further in, maybe opening another enclosure if you're specifically shooting for just percentage at this point. There goes the single target Inferno going to work on units at the bottom, freezing the near Inferno. Again, it's always key not to waste that freeze spell on a single target Inferno if it's after a low value troop. And there, it looked like it was on the Barbarian King. That's when he dropped it, saved the King's life.
Yeah, and he's holding on to the Clan Castle troops right now. You have to imagine he was trying to save that for the very top of the base, or it looks like it actually is a golem. That's pretty late if you're trying to go for that Town Hall. The Queen needed a little bit of backup, and as she makes her way in there, that golem is just going to pretty much just hang out in the bottom side of the base.
Yeah, that might have been a little bit of overconfidence, thinking that this was a gimme 2-star, just going for a high percentage, saving, like you said, the golem for late to try to tank some of those other defenses, grab a few more percentage points. But again, this base has already been 2-starred, so this attack isn't going to matter at this point. And so Frank not able to grab any stars off of Ken.
Yep, well, that's going to do it for this attack. A minion and an archer on the top, trying to get that war loot bonus to take back home, but I don't think it's going to mean too much here. The surrender button is out, 43%. Good try, but that's not going to be able to cut it if you're trying to improve on that attack.
Nope, and you can see that's the only attack so far that's wrapped up. Glory China 2's 8th attack, and they're up by 1 star. So we're going to have to wait as we see some more attacks roll in and achieve completion here of this round.
Yeah, I think the other attacks might take a little bit longer. We'll see what they can pull out. But again, we're looking for that 12th star for Glory China #1. And then after that, we're going to have to see as they attack the lower level Town Hall 10. I know that Glory China #2 has their 3rd base being attacked right now. So we're going to have to see the results of that one.
And those are going to be key to determine what happens in this next round, because they absolutely, it's just critical that they grab the 3rd star on this other Town Hall 9. If that doesn't happen, then again, we're going to see this last minute struggle where they're going to try to just tie it.
Yeah.
And they can't possibly go ahead. And that's tough. We haven't seen anybody manage to come back from behind like that yet.
This just in from the studio, they were able to 3-star that last Town Hall 9.
There it is. Okay.
So it's
well
12-12, and we'll have the leaders of both clans saving that final attack. And this one's going to come down to destruction percentage or that last star. But taking a look at Glory China 1, that amazing attack we saw earlier has them in a huge total destruction lead at 86.2%.
Yeah, that was absolutely the MVP attack of this war right now. Who knew that in the very beginning of this war that would be the deciding factor? As it stands right now, it is a huge margin of distance between the average destruction between these two clans. It's nearly 7%.
Yeah, if you're in Glory China #2, you have to imagine that you're going to need to probably 3-star the lower level Town Hall 10, or have something extremely high up, maybe like 95% 2-star. Yep. And who knows if that's even going to be able to turn the tide, because again, Glory China 1 still has a chance to counter that with their own attack.
And this is what I love about this Clan War format. The way these tournaments work is there's so much of a change of strategy based upon what you're looking at. Yes, the score is tied, but you're so far behind in average destruction that you've got to shoot for the extra star. Just going for a high percentage damage on one of those bases is probably not going to do it. With only 1 attack left, and I've heard you do some of this math before, Pat, and you got it down to individual structures and stuff, and obviously, you know, Pat and Molt didn't go to the same school, but for some reason, it doesn't look like maybe an improved 2-star attack will be enough. They've got to grab another star.
Yeah, if you look at it, each base is worth 20%, so they're going to have to improve on something else. The maximum, it's going to be tough. That's pretty much how it goes. Well, looks like we are ready for getting into our next round. It's a one-on-one. Let's check in on Molt.
We're back on the main stage now, getting ready to go into another attack that is really important. The attacks at this point in this clan war are super important. Obviously, they have to show up with their best attack possible. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Next attack, you can start.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get into the next attack. This one is going to be Elephant from Glory China 2, trying to catch up to Glory China #1. Now, keep in mind, he needs to make up this percentage points or get an additional star, because as it stands, they're 7% behind.
Yep, and this is an unusual attack strategy. You've got Golaloon, but with 4 Earthquake spells, and I don't know if I've seen this used very often at all, using the 4 Earthquake spells for the kill squad. And so the Golem leading the way, the heroes in behind. Now, #1 going against #3. This is the absolute best chance you have. at a 3-star, and obviously you're open all the way to the core. I like the use of it. Whether using up 2 regular elixir spell slots is going to pay off or not remains to be seen.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what happens. This base has already been 75% 2-starred, so it's not a guarantee, even if you get in the high 90s, that's going to turn the tide of the war. You really need to have this be a 3-star attack and then not put it into, I guess, like the fate of math. It's never good when you put it in the fate of math.
No, you want to take it out of the hands of that and leave it for concrete calculations. Star is always the way to go. I like to see these Golaloon attacks when the balloons move in when you still have some of the kill squad up, because that kill squad, especially the Golem and the Golemites, can help distract those defenses, helps the balloons survive longer and the Lava Hounds, but I'm not sure if we're seeing much of that right now. The Lava Hounds going down. Still a big pack of balloons, but no rage spells left because of 2 regular spell slots used right at the outstart.
Yeah, another free spell or a rage spell would have been pretty helpful right now, as well as not taking out any of the Inferno Towers with that kill squad is bad news, but as the Archer Queen takes down that Inferno Tower, he has a couple of balloons left. He might be able to pull it out.
This looks solid. Those balloons are spreading out. We've only got the Wizard, but an Archer Tower.
And that air defense
that's going to be,
there.
oh, you've got an Expo. I missed the Expo.
And air defense and Expo and Archer Tower. Those balloons are crispy.
That is not looking good. That was quick work. That group right there, 3 of those anti-air defenses, tightly grouped, just absolutely devastated the rest of this raid. So quickly, what looked like a possibility now is just going to be cleanup. And again, like Pat mentioned, it's going to take a high 90% attack here to really swing the total destruction percentage in their advantage.
Yeah, I think you have to drop that Wizard on the right-hand side, which, by the way, should have been dropped by now. You got to drop that quickly, man, because that's a... Yeah, there it goes right now. Okay, that's going to go down, but still, I think one of the things you might have to look back on is using the kill squad on the top left, where he wasn't able to reach the Inferno Tower because it was being protected by the Town Hall. So maybe on the bottom right, but who knows? You have such little time to prepare for these things, and he was trying to make his way in through there, and it turned out it actually came really close. There was only a cluster of those 3 defenses plus the Archer Tower remaining.
Yeah, that was a lot closer than the score would indicate because of the fact that all those defenses are right next to each other. The kill squad, that seems to make all the difference in the world. If they can get an Inferno Tower out of the way in the beginning, then it's much more likely that this would end up in 3 stars. And again, we're only looking at about 80% damage, but it came a lot closer than that. Really a good effort from Elephant of Glory China too.
All right, well, he's at 83% right now. We could see this turn the tide of the total destruction percentage. It's going to be fascinating to see how that works out. But taking a look right now, that's going to be 2 stars for 83%. But unfortunately, the total destruction percentage does mean that Glory China #1 at 86.2% is going to be the winner of this semifinal.
Yep, so Glory China won with 86.2%, almost a 5% advantage over Glory China 2. So congratulations, Glory China 1, advancing to the finals in the first ever ClashCon Clan War tournament. So it was indeed China that made it to the finals. How about that?
I can't believe it. China beat China. And you know, if you're over on that team, you definitely going to be high-fiving Ken right now after that high 2-star attack. That attack by itself turned the tide of the war, and having a 98% in your arsenal is pretty much the best thing you can have but a 3-star.
Absolutely. So close to 13 stars in that war, but 12 versus 12, a great job. You can see that these players know each other well. Their skill level pretty even as they came so close to pulling out an amazing 3-star. But let's get back up to Molt, and we'll check out that last attack.
That's right, guys. Even though we know what the outcome is, there is still one final attack that we definitely want to watch because I know it's going to be entertaining and honestly teach me a lot personally. But let's go ahead and jump into this and get this last attack out of the way. You can go ahead and attack.
So heading into this final attack, this one is all for show, trying to get that 3-star that his buddy was not able to take out. So let's see if Nada can avenge Ken and get those last couple of percentage points to secure a 13-star victory.
Yep, so we've seen a pretty similar start. In fact, the 4 earthquake spells again, but like we just talked about, it's going to be that Inferno Tower in that next enclosure. If that can go down to the kill squad, that'll make all the difference. And here comes skeleton traps already along with the clan castle.
All right, so a very heavy clan castle with that lava hound, all the skeleton traps. Those guys are going to go ahead and fry under that poison spell. King's going to be activated right now with plenty of barbarians from that ability to go ahead and try to get that Inferno, but it's just a matter of whether or not the queen can quickly funnel down those lava pups and make her way in. But it looks like the Inferno Tower's down.
Yeah, but the queen was stalled outside of the base, the Inferno Tower did fall, and so the Queen didn't take any damage in the process of eliminating the Clan Castle troops, and that can make a big difference.
All right, let's see if the Queen can be fortunate enough to go straight for this air defense after this all goes down. She's going to take on the King. Oh, there it is.
She actually did it. Down.
Since
nice.
when does the Queen listen?
Wow, so that is a big turning point in this attack right there. Getting that air defense down in addition to the Inferno Tower. Now we can see the air phase. That is exactly how you want your kill squad to go. Just about the last structure she takes out.
That's a picture-perfect start to the raid right there. Got the opposing Queen, got the Inferno Tower, got the air defense, got pretty much everything. And it's a robbery right now against the space. Let's see. Look at those lava hounds go. There are so many, and they're going to pop in the perfect time
just in time. That is just absolutely perfect. Yeah.
Wow.
Last air defense about to fall. If that other lava hound goes, that would be even better. But it looks like it might not be needed. There is an expo that's still up though, and the balloons are going to start to take some damage.
Yeah, but look at the lava hound. That thing is an absolute beast. It's going to tank it up, and it should pop in a second as well.
Oh, perfect.
Pop. They pop in like a pimple over here because those things are awesome.
That was ill. But anyway, so the last expo goes down, and that's just about it for defenses. If they can get this Wizard Tower, Archer Tower, that's going to be it.
He surrendered.
And that is it.
What was that?
All right, so your announcer's trolled just a bit by the attack, but
maybe he thought that Wizard Tower would have taken care of all those lava pups, but still, come on, man, show us the moment. Let's see it.
All right, so there it is. Glory China drops into the finals. Glory China won. Congratulations. We've got our first clan set for the final battle, and it's just going to be a matter of seeing which of the Sweden teams advances to meet Glory China 1.
All right, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Is it going to be Sweden 1-star or Sweden 2-star? Of course, that war will be a little bit easier to cast, but I'm excited to see that. I'm going to see how many Nordic fans are in here when that comes out, as well as how many Chinese fans, because they have a huge army of fans every year, and it'll be cool to see them cheer their team up.
I noticed that. It'll definitely be a couple of different continents here. I would imagine the Finnish fans might be standing behind the Swedes. I don't know at this point how much that country rivalry goes down and becomes more of a Nordic thing, but we see a huge contingent of Chinese fans in the front, sitting down front and center cheering on their favorite attackers.
Yeah, I think those were definitely the most impressive attacks to date. You can see they've warmed up, and heading into the finals, maybe they'll be even stronger. It's sort of, I'm excited to see what they do. I think like we really have a good chance of getting that